Why is this year's parade being canceled given the fact that last year's was the very first one?
So last year's parade was a grassroots effort made by several small businesses and an art organization with an interest of doing more cultural events here in Oswego. It turned out amazing. We couldn't have asked for better weather. We couldn't have asked for more community support. Even though we went through some trials with council and getting it approved with road closures and working with them in a short amount of time. But all in all, we were really happy with the event. I think that the community, and I think that even the counselors would agree that it turned out amazingly well. This year, unfortunately, we started conversations last year with council about event applications and fairness as far as road closure fees for some events and then not for other events. So we started those conversations a year ago. So the council and along with community development decided that they were going to start an event application, and unfortunately it's still going on. Like the process of getting the council to agree to fees, to agree to the application process, still really hasn't quite been figured out yet. We were asked to wait until the process was in place so that we could kind of be the guinea pigs for that and start going through that process with them, and it just wasn't quite there yet. So fast forwarding this year to a month ago, we put in the request. It didn't get on the first round, but it came in like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before the event. Really just didn't give us a lot of time to have conversations to where we could meet eye to eye with city council. And what we didn't want to do, and last year we kind of got chastised for advertising an event before it got approved. So we couldn't really advertise for the event, and we couldn't book bands. We couldn't do anything preemptively this year ahead of time. So it really left us just a couple weeks to not only go back and forth with council and what they would want to approve the event, but also to from that point on, knowing that we have 2 weeks to really engage the community and get support behind the event.
How hard of a time was it to negotiate with the council?
I would say that I'm hopeful that these kind of procedures, this event application, once it's approved, will make it a whole lot easier for organizations like ourselves to be able to have it. Your expectations are right there. You know ahead of time what they're going to require from you. I would say that my hardship and difficulties with it is that there's a sitting counselor that is also an event planner that has put on events in the community, including the 4th of July parade and including the children's parade for Light Up Oswego, that he definitely hasn't made it easy for us as far as conversations and setting the tone for those conversations. But I mean, I think that once we get past this and we have that concrete application, I mean, there's not going to be too many ways you can deviate from that.
Were fee waivers for the events one of the causes of that cancellation, and why?
The fee waivers weren't necessarily a cause for the cancellation. The fees discussed this year, the original fees discussed this year were going to be increased by, I think, close to $600 from what we paid last year. And I believe at least in negotiations with community development. Now, that doesn't mean that that's what council would have approved going forward, that they were willing to not charge those additional fees this year and just charge the $150 that we paid last year. But I mean, there are additional costs to the event. Insurance is required for this event, which is roughly about $600. Plus bands are about $1,000 each, and I don't think that that's something people really understand, that you pay for the entertainment that's in the band. I mean, in the parade. So there are additional costs to it that we kind of, I think we took a step and a breather and like, guys, we've got 2 weeks, and if we can't get council to see eye to eye with us like now, like we still have discussions to be had, and then from there still have to be able to pull off the event. So I wouldn't say that it's a direct cause, but it certainly was related to.
Do you plan on bringing back the parade next year?
Absolutely. I think that one of the things that we love about our community is the outdoor festivals. In fact, we bought a house close to downtown so we could live in an area that we could walk to the downtown area. We're involved with lots of the events that are going on downtown, and I would hate to see those things go away. So we've had great conversations with Ancient Order of Hibernians, and they're excited to partner with us for this event next year. This will give us the opportunity to partner with a nonprofit, which seems to be the direction that the city would like us to go in. And then we can have like meeting of the minds and come up with a good plan to see where we go from there. But I would expect that the event would be successful going forward. We did have a great first year, and weather was definitely a factor in that. And the other piece of that is the SUNY Oswego students were in session, and that's not going to happen every year. In fact, that rarely happens for this event. So if we can come up with a way that we can still maybe involve students with it, I would love that. I mean, last year I think we had close to 40 volunteers from SUNY Oswego for the parade alone, helping us manage the parade flow, and also making sure that the parade area was cleaned up afterwards, which was, if you came after the event, you wouldn't even know that the event even happened. Like, everything was just managed so well, and SUNY was a big part of that. So I'm hopeful that the event continues. I can't see any reason really why it wouldn't. And like I said, the event planning process with having that application in place will make it a whole lot easier for us.
All right. I think that's
Is there
it.
anything you want me to restate?
No, great.
Are you good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.